On Monday, we posted a video on our Facebook page. It was presented by the Presbyterian Peacemaking Program. It was called the Peacemaking Virtual Choir Project. If you haven't had a chance to see it, I hope you will watch it. It is entitled, "This Is My Song." As I watched it, I had chills, but I also had tears because I watched it and thought about everything that has been going on these past few days and weeks. I thought about the prayer that they were singing for peace and for hope and for love. And as I watched it and shed tears, I thought, there are no words for what we are experiencing these days, but maybe there are songs. Maybe songs can give voice to all the emotions we have been feeling. Maybe our music can speak for us when our words fail. I have watched the news over the past week like all of us, and I have been at an utter loss for words. The Apostle Paul names such situations. He talks about times when we do not know how to pray. When that happens, the Holy Spirit prays with us and for us with groans too deep for even words. In these times when we ourselves do not have words, the Spirit intercedes for us. The Spirit intercedes with groans, and those groans are heard throughout our nation and in each and every community. I have a friend who lives in Atlanta. As she watched cars and businesses being destroyed, she emailed me in utter despair. She said, "I can't stand this again. Atlanta is burning, or at least cars are burning. I am in tears." This is what the news looked like day after day in the 1960s. Why is it so hard for people to treat each other with respect? I could not answer her question. There's so much emotion bubbling over. There's horror, there's sorrow, there's despair. We cry out as we watch the video of what happened to George Floyd. We cry out when we see all that is going on, the injustice, the despair, the senseless destruction, the harm of human beings. We cry out when we see our communities that are overwhelmed, that cannot find their way through the hurt, the anger, and the pain. We cry out also at our own powerlessness in the face of this virus, in the face of jobs that have been lost, children who are hungry, and a strain on an already struggling medical system. We cry out at our own powerlessness to affect change in a positive way in the face of injustice and inequality. We cry out at what sometimes seems like a world gone mad. All creation, Paul says, is groaning. We groan as we wait for redemption. But his next words are so very important. His next words are about hope. It is in hope when we are saved. And all of our songs speak of our groaning, but they also speak of the hope that we are given in Jesus Christ. We know Christ through the work of the Spirit that is even now interceding for all creation, for all God's children. So we cling. We cling to the songs and we cling to the hope. But I think there are times when we need to consider how important it is to move from the groaning and the songs and the clinging to hope and to move toward words. Yes, we need to acknowledge the times when there are no words, But then we need to recognize there are times when we should speak. There are times when we need to have faithful, meaningful conversation. This is not easy. In fact, it might be the hardest thing we have ever done. But it is our responsibility as followers of Jesus Christ. It must be a conversation that is built upon the foundation of God's love for all people and mutual respect for one another. It must be a conversation that involves listening, truly listening, as well as talking. It must be a conversation based upon trust and God's hope for all of us. So this week, in the face of all that is going on, I invite you. Acknowledge the moments when we are simply groaning. Acknowledge the moments when we feel at a loss. But also know that there are songs, there are groans, and there is an invitation in them. The invitation is to move toward talking. Have a conversation of faith. A conversation about things that are happening, what you think about those things, and why you think that way. But also have a conversation with others about what they think about what is going on and why they think that way. Make it a conversation with someone that you love and respect, but with someone who may offer a different perspective. Make it a conversation that you would invite Jesus to pull up a chair and join in. A genuine conversation without anger or judgment or lashing out, but with speaking truth and love. Make it a conversation that is based on the foundation of our faith and the hope we all know in Jesus Christ. There are times when there are no words, but there are times when words are so important. We need to be talking about our faith. We need to be talking about what Christ has to say about these times. So pray, sing, and think about speaking up.